What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid, go over this upcoming week, some expectations, what might cause some volatility, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points. This week is a huge week, and I think a lot of people might be underestimating that because CPI is coming out on Tuesday, which again, I kind of feel like that just came out. But beside the point, the market was able to kind of justify and rationalize poor January data. But this is going to be supposedly the bigger and better positive data. So the Feds have a lot of high expectations on this data. Year over year, it is anticipated to be 3.7. Month over month is 0.3. So for instance, if this data is positive, meaning a little bit lower than anticipated, this is where you will see the market just completely explode. So a lot of the technicals and the stocks that are kind of oversold, such as Lucid, will flourish and go to higher highs and whatever else. But vice versa is going to happen if it is coming in hotter than anticipated. You are going to see a significant pullback, similar to what happened on Friday with Nvidia. No rhyme or reason, just profit taking. People starting to look at the future expectations on when rate cuts will be occurring. I think the estimate right now is around June, which has been pushed back a little bit. But if this data comes in hotter than anticipated, then a lot of growth stocks are in for a world of pain. And right now, the fear and greed index is at 71. The start of last week, it was at 79. So there was already some last minute jitters and it has gone down quite a lot. But beside the point, even at 71, you will still see the market continuing to push a lot of growth stocks higher as people's appetite for risk is very much there. As far as specific Lucid events, there isn't anything for this upcoming week. So under their website, it only shows March the 21st to the 24th. So that's kind of a good thing at least. It would be nice to see a little bit more than just one event under their website, but it is what it is. As far as recent news or SEC filings, it has been rather quiet, so absolutely nothing whatsoever. So it's just been kind of coasting. There has been a lot of volatility brought on by this recent analyst rating. So Tom from RBC did cut his rating from 6 down to 3. And I think a lot of people are saying that's manipulation and he's just bearish on Lucid. But in reality, I do feel like that rating is positive. And what I mean by that is there was this article that did come out and it kind of was summarizing that exact rating. And so ultimately that rating or that analyst, Tom, does see Lucid's tech is more efficient than Tesla's. So if you think about it, the only thing that is really holding Lucid back and thus obviously their price target is Lucid's inability to ramp up. So in the coming quarters, this literally shows exactly what the market is screaming for Lucid to do. Just ramp the hell up. And of course, by ramping up, you're going to be obtaining profitability sooner rather than later. And plus, also on a side note, if you kind of unveil the gravity, that's going to be even more of a positive, essentially. So this rating, even though a lot of people seem to hate it, I feel like it's very well justified. And until Lucid does really start to ramp up, you will probably get a lot of these lower ratings. But then again, what do I know? I'm not a financial advisor. So yeah, this is kind of affecting Friday, could potentially roll over into Monday because Monday there isn't any data points coming out. So it is going to be rather quiet, just more so piggybacking off of each company's individual technicals. So again, it is what it is. When it comes down to shorts, they have been returning for about 5-6 consecutive days. For what reason? Nobody knows. On Friday, shorts did return 1.5 million shares. 27.47% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 241.86 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost of borrow average is 24.4, and utilization is 95.95. So it is fair to assume, based on just the history, shorts might continue to return some of their shares. But again, for what reason? Nobody really knows. Looking here, you can kind of see a nice chart though. So it is starting to retrace quite down from the high of, I think it was 31.7 or something like that. But beside the point, as far as options though, you did start to see near the tail end of last week a little bit more optimism. So that's kind of a good thing. As far as options, you do see a very strong consensus for it to be around $4 by the end of next week. So that could be something very positive. And randomly as well, and also on a side note, this is open interest, not the actual volume from Friday, but Again, this was kind of purchased around the same time when big money was buying that last Thursday, so a week and a bit ago. So I don't know if there is some correlation. Potentially something big might be coming out this week. We'll just have to wait and see. As far as some support and resistance points, with it at $3.10, just to quickly go over the technicals. So with it at $3.10, it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So overall, some points to watch for. $2.97 will be the strong support, and then $3.37 will be that next strong resistance. Going into this upcoming week though, based on the technicals, Elliott wave more specifically, it is somewhat negative because it does have a pivot point of $3.67. For as long as Lucid is trading below that, this is where it is anticipated to hit the low twos. But once again, as I mentioned, CPI will change the full dynamic of this. But most likely on Monday, you will see a little bit more of a further push down as the negative momentum kind of rolls over into this upcoming week. But still, CPI, hopefully that'll change the dynamic and kind of push it to the low fours potentially, or to the mid fours. So we'll just have to wait and see. There's going to be no doubtably a lot of volatility. So if you guys don't know options, I really highly suggest in taking advantage and learning options, because they can be very, very beneficial. So all in all, this week might be somewhat boring, but the underlying kind of sentiment behind it shows and signals that something might be coming out. What exactly? Well, there could be a couple things: gravity unveiling, as well as maybe something completely out of left field, maybe ESS or something like that. Because during the Geneva speech, he kind of did talk on ESS, and this is the very first time that he's actually brought up ESS in a good about year and a half. So obviously, there has to be some rhyme or reason why it's now popping back into Peter's head, ESS. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing? And when it comes down to what options I'm doing, I usually wait until Monday. Some people did ask me going forward, just to let you guys know what weekly options I do, whether I'm selling puts or selling covered calls. Again, I always start that on Monday. So during my Monday video, I'll kind of break it down on exactly what type of options I did, what strike prices and everything else. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.